Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Greenbridge Community Housing Luton podcast. We're joined today by Wade Wilson from X-4RCE. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm tired. It's been a long night.
It sounds very much like me.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
It is.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Wade, and what you do.
Okay, where do I start? I do lots of things. So firstly, I run X-4RCE, which is a men's mental health community interest company based in Luton. We do sessions across the week to support our service users in mental health, but also in their physical health. So we do things like boxing, football. We do a boot camp, like a fitness group, and we hold our peer support sessions as well, and they happen every single week. The main session is a Tuesday group, so that's like just drop in from 7:30 till 9 up at Rainham Way Community Centre near Asda. The guys just come in, teas and coffees, pool table tennis. It's just like a lovely group of friends, really. Mm-hmm. We get new guys all the time coming through the door. And when they do, they're met by incredible support by the group of people that are there already, because the whole purpose of it is that it's the true meaning of peer support, right? Like, I'm not the authority figure in the room. I'm not the expert in the room. I'm just one of the guys. And the expectation on everybody is that when new people come in, we welcome them with open arms, but also we provide support. So if anybody's sat on their own, people will interact and engage with them so that they don't feel that way. And tends to be that when they leave, that I get really nice messages about their first experience, and they tend to come back as well. So that's really good. Aside from that, I also run Luton Comic-Con, which is a free, I think that we're the only non-profit free Comic-Con in England, where we hold our events in St George's Square in town. A Comic-Con, you're looking at me like, what is a Comic-Con?
Yeah, so I'm sure all our listeners and viewers are thinking, what is that? When you say, is it, explain whereabouts in Luton it is. You said
St George's Square, so bang in the middle of town.
Right in the middle of town.
Yeah,
right.
So we held our third event of since 2023 in town centre. It was massively well attended. So for people that don't know, a Comic-Con is a comic book convention, so Comic-Con.
Comic book convention.
Yeah, so it's like traders and sellers of nerdy stuff, people that are selling. So
that's
it's
probably why I've
it started off as like a comic book sort of thing, but it's merged into so much more now. I would say that anybody that likes anything can find something at Comic-Con, whether it's from when you was a kid, maybe you was into Ghostbusters. No, okay, never mind. But anyway, we run free events throughout the town. We aim it at young people mainly. This year our branding, so last year it was Heroes Against Hate, so we're promoting anti-hate spaces and loving environments, kind environments, welcome environments. But I felt like the Heroes Against Hate was a bit negative because it's against and hate, and they're not good words. So
and that word hate is
it's not a good word. I don't like it.
So no, I don't.
So yeah, this year we're actually the heroes for artists. So the purpose of this year's Comic-Con is to promote creativity and arts in Luton, and to give these people, not just, it's cool to just say we're promoting the arts, but we're actually going to give these people a massive platform to perform, to showcase, to sell at our event. So, this year, it was on the 6th of September. We had artists from Marvel, from DC. We had artists that were involved in Transformers and Judge Dredd and all sorts of the Top Trumps cards. You know the game Top Trumps. Yeah, we had the artist that designs all of them. We had people that do Dungeons and Dragons, like experts in the field. So we've got real big industry hard hitters that come to our event, and we actually paired those people with young creatives from Luton. So it gives them that access to these people, but also a platform that's massive because you've got fans that come to see them, and then next door is just a young kid. We had this one girl, Evie Sweet, who she was 16. I don't know how old she is now. She might be older, but she was 16 at our event. And she had all our art on display in our main tent and got massive footfall. So she got real big focus on her art and was able to showcase that. And yeah, we had many other artists involved as well in the day. But this year coming for 2026, we're going even bigger. And
you got Idris Elba coming or anyone like that? I might just start getting interested.
I'll have a word. I'll have a word with
Have a
Idris.
word
I see
with
what you're
Idris,
saying.
because I know they're bringing back another finale of Luther. I thought,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Really?
I am obsessed. If you're watching Idris, once I've interviewed him, I think I can retire. Him, Judy Love, and Viola Davis. Once I've interviewed them, I'm good to go. But it's great that there's not enough for young people to do.
Yeah.
So it's great that you've got some sort of initiative like this where they can get involved, meet their heroes if that's what they are. I mean, my kids were never into that kind of, stuff because they were quite athletic and always out and about. But for those children that find solace in that, that must be so rewarding.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it something that you're interested in?
Big time, yeah. It was
Right.
actually, it was a very big experience for me going to my first Comic-Con. I went to MCM Comic-Con in London. It's humongous. So across the weekend, you get 250,000 people pass through it. So
It's not in
Excel.
Oh,
Yeah. The Excel Centre in London.
I've been past there when it's happening.
when
and everyone gets dressed up.
There you go. Yeah, you know
Some
it.
girl's got like 1,000 pin badges on her bag, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it is real serious
It's
stuff.
really, people take it seriously. When I first went, I mean, I'm coming from the 90s where you weren't valued for being interested in comic books or gaming or anything like that. You was a nerd, and you was frowned upon, basically. I won't say what would happen to people like that, but it wasn't nice.
No.
And for me growing up, I hid all of that from anybody because I loved comic books. It was my safe place from the abuse that I was getting at home. So I would dive into comic books and stories, and I believed I could be a superhero one day, and that was what my desire was. So I was really deeply involved with that, and actually that's what my tattoo is. My first comic book that I got interested in. And yeah, it's
quite dark.
Yeah, a little bit. It's Azrael, the Avenging Angel. So it's from the Batman series. Really cool character. But yeah, essentially I was obsessed with that world, but I never experienced it. Right. And it was only when I was about 25 that I just broke up with my that then girlfriend, who was very, very negative on all this stuff. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to do what I want. So I went to MCM. I took my son. He dressed up as Batman. I didn't dress up at all because I just wasn't into it at that point, and I was blown away. It's such a beautiful place, and it was a place where for me I was like, these are my people. Finally, I feel like I've been seen and I'm found. And then it evolved from there, and I got more and more into it, and it was just such a lovely experience. One thing that I've noticed as well over all the years that I've gone is I've never seen a single serious argument. I've never seen any violence. I've never seen any hate. The most hate you get is Star Trek or Star Wars, or Marvel or DC. I like both, actually, so I'm a bit controversial. I love Kirk. And I love Vader, so I'm a big fan of both franchises.
Right.
I'll probably lean more Star Wars, but yeah, I mean, like, you don't see any of this aggression in these places. It's just love for the art.
Yeah.
So when I decided to get involved with Luton Comic-Con, the one thing that I realised is that an indirect effect of Comic-Con is that it's a safe place. Just is. So I wanted to bring it into the centre of Luton and make it into this humongous event that takes over the entire town. And we did it. I mean, the feedback from the council and from some of our funders and people that attended was phenomenal. Our traders said that they'd done above average in sales. They said that they were really happy. Everybody loved it. There was obviously some feedback about what we can improve next year, but
that's all good.
Yeah, overall it was just overwhelmingly good, and people were really, really happy to have attended. So yeah, I feel very fortunate as someone who is, a fan of this sort of stuff, to then, I've mingled with some celebrities now that I'm like big fans of as well. So yeah, for me, it's been a really cool experience.
That's great. We have got some girls in the office that are big fans. I see all their collections on the table of figures and comic books and stuff. So if you could let us know when it's happening next year, we can let the girls know.
I can let you know right now if you like.
Yeah, when is it?
The 5th of September next year is Luton Comic Con. Okay. We're considering 2 days, but we'll have to wait and see.
Just that big?
Yeah.
We're
looking at a wrestling ring this year.
I'm in.
We're going to have some live wrestling. We're going to have a massive parade like we done this year just gone. the marquee that we had all the sellers in will be much bigger, so even more sellers. We're going to try and get bigger people to come. I've got a couple of people who I know that are interested. So, this is going to be a huge
one
event.
Of them.
Well, he's going to be now.
You get him there and I will love you forever. Let's talk about the serious side of X-Force now and why you started it.
Yeah. So obviously, without going into too much, because it's a long story, it's a very, very long story as to why. And I think most people's mental health journey is a very long story. But for me, I suffer with complex PTSD. I'm not afraid to say that. It's something that I'd never used to admit openly, but it's something that is a big part of my life and affects me daily. So I talk about it quite openly. I was quite severely abused as a child by my stepdad. He was a very evil man, and he made things so bad that he was able to turn my family against me from a very young age and make them believe that I was a liar from the age of 6 years old. You know, that if that's even capable for a 6-year-old. But trust me, when you have evil in your life, it's possible for anything to happen. And my teenage years were awful. I got involved with gangs. I was out doing car thefts, and I was selling drugs, and I was getting into fights, and school was just nothing for me. I left school with barely any GCSEs. And luckily for me, I met a girl who stopped all of that in its tracks before I turned 18, and I'd got a job and things started to settle down, but the mental health stuff was still there. So from 19, I really, really struggled. Anxiety and depression were hard, but the PTSD, the flashbacks that I'd get at work or during the night, it would disrupt me so much that I found it really hard to function in life. That led to breakdowns in my relationships. It led to losing friends, losing family. I became very isolated, developed a really horrible drug addiction to cocaine. That plagued all of my 20s. I lost my 20s because of that drug. And that was because I was trying to fill a hole in me with something, and sometimes that is drugs for people. And then because of that, I had to try and find help. I tried to kill myself twice in my 20s. I'd been in hospital for it. I'd had lots and lots of therapy, lots and lots of private therapy, and lots and lots of public health therapy, through the NHS and through talking therapies like total wellbeing. And none of it worked. They tried to give me drugs. No, they gave me, I've had 6 different antidepressants in my life. 4 of them made me want to kill myself, and 2 of them made me so zombified and tired that I couldn't function until about 2 p.m. in the daytime. I could sleep, but I couldn't function. So I decided with my doctor, I'm not taking antidepressants anymore. This is not an advice to people either to say don't take antidepressants. It can be right for some people, but for me, 100% not. It ruined my system and made me worse. The drug addiction got worse because of it as well, what I found. But then, over the years, it was just getting bad. And I kept trying to interact with services. I've probably had nearly 20 different therapists over the course of my life since I was 19. And then all the different assessors and all the people that I've told my problems to again and again. And it was just so frustrating. And eventually I had something that I call my Castaway moment. So the Tom Hanks film Castaway, you've seen it, right?
Yes, yeah.
Good. For those that don't know, it's a film where Tom Hanks is a FedEx employee. He's like a delivery kind of person, like really high up figure. He goes on a trip for work, and then on the way home, his plane crashes and he lands on a desert island, Robinson Crusoe style. And then when he lands, it's a powerful movie. It's a great movie, but it's a great movie about isolation and depression and finding yourself and determination, all that stuff. But what happens in the film, in spoiler alert, I don't want to ruin it for anyone. I mean,
still watch it.
It's like a 30-year-old film, but whatever. Spoiler alert.
Still watch it.
Still watch it. The first part of him being on the island is very, very desperate, and he's like SOS and desperate to have someone find him. He's horribly trying to get a fire started, and he's just hurting himself all the time. He's not prepared for it. He's not really surviving. He's begging for help, right? And there's a scene, this is where my moment comes from, where he injures his leg really badly. And then he's in the cave at night, and it's just horrible. The wind and the rain are just lashing down. Everything's been destroyed. His whole world has come to pieces, and he has this torch and that he's had on him the whole time, and he's been using it meticulously. And he puts the torch on the side, and you can just see he's just finished. He's got nothing left in him, and he goes to sleep on the cold floor of this cave. And then as he goes to sleep, he's forgotten to turn the light off on the torch, and you see it just go, and then it just goes out, and then the light's gone. And then when he wakes up in the morning, there's a renewed sense of purpose in him. He doesn't explicitly say it.
No.
He doesn't explicitly do anything.
No.
But you see he actually starts to make a point of, I'm not going to die on my knees. I'm going to die on my feet.
Yeah.
I will die on this island, but I'll die how I choose.
Yeah.
And from that moment, he chooses survival. And because of that...
I'm getting really emotional. I might start crying in the...
Sorry.
Because it is so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
And, I mean, essentially what happens is he survives for like 4 years on this island. Very, very long time. And it's only because of that mentality shift why he lives for that long. Because otherwise he would have died of disease or God knows what. But because he chose to survive and to just live... a ship goes past and he's able to signal that ship, and then he's saved. And that was my castaway moment. I had the same thing. I was on the phone to the community mental health team in Luton, and I was asking them, what's my next steps now I've just finished my therapy? And they said that I had to have 6 to 12 months of a break, because apparently I've had too much therapy. 16 weeks for 35 years of trauma is apparently okay, and that's now too much, actually. So I had to have 12 months of a break, and then I would be on the back of a 1.5 year waiting list to get seen again. And I just was like, are you joking? And she was like, no. I was like, well, what do I do until then? And she was like, pff. And I could hear it was basically go F yourself. So I put the phone down, and I was like, right, no one's coming to save me. I'm on my own. If I'm going to survive, because I was suicidal at the time as well, if I'm going to survive, if I'm going to get through this, I have to do something. I can't keep looking for help. So I decided to create X-Force, and it's called X-Force. Everybody's like, what the hell is X-Force? So as you know, my name's Wade Wilson, right? And Wade Wilson is also a character in a Marvel movie called Deadpool. And
Never seen
it.
I've seen it advertised.
Don't watch it. It will ruin your innocence in life. It's funny, but my God. So Wade Wilson, Deadpool, he tries to join the X-Men in Deadpool 2 and completely fails miserably. He actually kills someone in his first outing, trying to save people, and he kills someone. I think he kills a police officer or a head of a psychiatric unit or something. So whatever
I need to
it
watch
is.
it now.
Okay, you're going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
But essentially he does that, and the X-Men kick him out. And as a bit of an FU to the X-Men, he creates X-Force. And what he does is he takes people that have been rejected, and he tries to turn them into superheroes, right? Now,
I have to watch it now.
Yeah, but then when I tell people this, they're like, but everyone dies in X-Force. Because they all do on their first outing. They all die within their first outing. So we're a bit different.
That's good to hear.
We're a little bit different. But I take the philosophy of we take the broken, we take the rejected, we take the people that have been forgotten and left behind, the people that nobody wants to hear from anymore, and I turn them into superheroes. That's why it says on my shirt, be the hero your community needs. Because essentially what our mantra is that you come in broken, battered and confused, and you leave a peer support mentor, and you leave a community champion. And that's the idea. We are not here to just keep supporting you. We're here to get you to a place to support others. That's the purpose of it, because the only way we can deal with this mental health crisis that's going on in this country and around the world, I'd add, it may sound like ideas of grandeur, but I really believe this, is community-based care, right? You have to take people in the community who have experienced the thing, and you need to embolden them and uplift them and turn them into heroes that people can look up to as role models, so they can model their life on them people and then try to be like them. And that's what we try to do. We try to, we've just started a program at X-Force called Sic Parvis Magna. And it's Latin for greatness from small beginnings. It's a beautiful saying. It's from Francis Drake, an explorer from a long, long time ago. And essentially, it's like taking a little acorn and developing that into a great oak, right? So what we like to do with this program is we like to educate our guys through workshops and all of that stuff. We've gone a step further now, and we're actually training our guys in mental health first aid. So we've currently got 6 guys that are trained up, soon to be 7. We've got a guy on the course today getting trained up. So we're going to have 7 guys trained up in mental health first aid. By March, we want 15. And by the end of next year, I want every person who is a member of X-Force to be a mental health first aider, not just for the group, but also for the community. We've already had guys who have been out and about, and they're mental health first aid trained, and they've experienced somebody having a breakdown out in society, and they've used their training to help them. So it's already taken root.
So kind of moving forward with that then, because at Greenbridge, we house homeless people. They come from all different backgrounds and walks of life. So if they're watching the podcast, how would you be able to integrate some of our service users that have gone through trauma into would they be able to come along to a workshop or Rain and Way?
Yep.
Or would they be able to just join? Do they have to have a referral?
Yeah.
What's the process?
So it's really, really easy. We have so few barriers at X-Force. It's almost like a just come in whenever you like sort of service. I mean, when it comes to professionals, obviously we do have a professional referral form.
Right.
If people want to give more information and just better prepare us for somebody that's coming in, because it is helpful in that regard. And also I can personally reach out to the person, have a one-to-one, just make sure that this is the right thing for them, because that's really important. X-Force isn't for everybody. Some people prefer to just have one-to-one chats. A group setting might not necessarily be the best thing, but it does work for a lot of people. So, that's why we've got the referral form there. But ultimately, you can just walk in off the street. We have that a lot. Last night we had 5 guys just come in off the street that have heard about it through social media, or they've seen the sign outside Rain and Way, and they've just walked in and come and sat down.
Good.
So they can come in. They don't need to tell me who they are. There's no sign up. It's very, very informal. If people want to talk, they can talk. If people want to sit in the corner and say nothing, they can. If they want to play pool and just have a bit of a chat about the football or whatever, they're welcome to do that. But yeah, there are no barriers other than you must be a man and you must be 18 plus, and that's it. We've got rules within our group about respect and about conduct, how we treat each other and how we treat ourselves as well. And then how we give back to the group. If people aren't actively trying to help, not everybody, it's not like a requirement you must help, but it should be on the back of your mind that you've come in for help, so you should expect to do the same back.
Right.
So yeah, we don't have like rules in the strictest sense, but we do have guidelines of how to behave. And I've got to be honest, it's been really successful. And the feedback from the guys, I mean, you can check out our Google reviews from some of the guys. Yeah, it's really beautiful things. Going around, when we have a lot of new people, it's a bit of a running joke now, and people have a go at me in the group about it. It's a bit of a joke though, but I'll say, right, everybody, we're going to get up and introduce ourselves, and everyone's like, oh.
It's like the worst. I come from a corporate background, and you go on these courses and you're in a room with 60 people you don't know, and chances are you're never going to see any of them again. Anyway.
It's true.
Stand up and tell us the worst paragraph.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's just, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean,
you
what
introduce yourself, then you tell them what they do.
Yeah.
And then I want to sit down and then someone asks a question like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you asking a question for? Just like leave it.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing.
Do you know?
I get why they do it.
You have to do it with our group because we're very friendly, and there's so many of us now. You need to.
How many are there?
At the moment, we've got 61 in our WhatsApp group. We've had nearly 200 over the course of the last year that passed through as well. Because not everybody stays. Some people come for a bit and then I won't see them for 6 months, or they'll say, do you know what, the WhatsApp group's not right for me, but I'm still part of it. So it's hard to gauge like our actual figures, but we regularly get 20 plus guys attending our groups every week. And then across the entire week with all our sessions, there's like 80 plus guys that we're helping. So it's really good. But yeah, I mean, when we do the introductions, it is literally just tell us your name, and then we move on. You don't have, most people actually get up and make a joke of it now, and they'll say something really funny. It's kind of becoming a bit of a thing of what's the funniest thing that you can say.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
It kind of breaks the ice for some people, maybe. Makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. The fact that it's not, obviously you're there for a serious reason, but it's not the be all and end all. It's about making connections and building friendships, right? And helping each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that it serves as well is a bit of a meter for how far you've come. Because as guys come in and on the first introduction, it's like, yeah, my name's Wade. That's it. Yeah, and that's it. And then the beautiful thing for me, because somebody asked me last night, how did it feel after the intros? Because it was magic, it genuinely was magic. But I was like, it was so heartwarming, you know, hearing what people had to say, because guys would get up and go, well, this is why I came to X-Force, and they've never said it before, and this is why it helps me, and they'll say something that just really resonates. I've had guys come to me and say it's changed their lives. I've had guys come to me and say that they felt like they had no one before, and now they've got an entire brotherhood of people that are willing to drop everything to help them. So you know, and yeah, sometimes I get teary-eyed when I read some of the reviews that we get from the guys, and then when people text me personally to tell me what it's done for them. And, you know, I'm not trying to take any, like, this isn't because of me. This is, you know, we got nominated for an award recently, obviously, and which is night. It was really, really good to be nominated. But do you know what? I felt a bit weird being there, because I shouldn't be winning the award. The guys win the award. It's not for me. I'm a big ambassador for it. I shout about it a lot. I put the tea and coffee on. I've been told that I'm tea boy as an insult as well.
As well as a CEO, you're the tea boy.
I'm the tea boy as well. But you know, and it's like, I think that it's really nice that people think good of what I do, but you know what Peter does, one of my directors, what he does in the group, it goes beyond a lot of the time what I do, or what some of the service users do personally. You know, we've had guys who have gone from, they do boxing together and they do peer support together, and they come to boot camp, and then they've created their own group where now they go boxing on Saturday, and it's got nothing to do with me. And now they're supporting each other in different ways. And I've got one guy who you know, he came to me in a really, really bad way. He's now started his own group outside of us, and he's doing his own thing. He's trying to get out of the job that he's currently doing. And, you know, it's a large part is because he was able to find that in this group. So really we don't need to be the answer to the question, but we're definitely a way of finding that answer. And that's why I can't take too much credit for what this is, because the group has a mind of its own. Every week is different, and every experience is different, and then the outcomes are always unexpected. You just never can predict where it's going to go, but it generally goes towards a positive trend. So yeah, I'm really proud of it.
I think you should take some credit. I know it's hard, I know it's really difficult, but without you starting the movement, you wouldn't be where you are now. So, you know, I know you don't want to, you know, nobody wants a spotlight. I'm just speaking to another person downstairs before the podcast. Oh, no, I don't want to be on the pod. I don't want the spotlight. But it has to start with somebody.
Yeah.
The idea has to be there, has to be formed. Once it's formed, it has to be then set up. There's lots of work that goes on that people don't see. You know, I didn't finish work till like 10 o'clock last night, because you're always working. You're always trying to think of, how can I be better? What can I do differently? So even though we don't want to shout about it, it's really important that you do at the same time.
Yeah, I would actually tend to agree. When I first got into charity work, and because it wasn't natural to me, I used to be an engineer, you know, I'd never done anything like this. But when I first got into it, it actually really annoyed me that all the people that I was working with are so humble that no one knows who they are. You know, that's a problem, because how can you inspire the next generation of people if they don't know who you are? And that's why people say such bad things about Luton, because on the face of it, right, Luton looks terrible when you go into town and there's druggies everywhere, and, you know, there's crime everywhere. It sounds bad, but it's because that's loud. So we need to be louder. And
hence these podcasts.
Exactly. So to do that kind of thing, you do have to drop being humble sometimes, and you have to say, and I am walking around in a giant orange t-shirt for a reason. I want to be a neon sign for what we do. And but at the same time, I'm not ever going to say that it's all because of me.
No.
I'll never ever say that. But what I will say is that you have to do something.
Yeah, 100%. How are you funded?
I'm funding through the National Lottery, BLCF, do a bit for us, Luton Borough Council as well, Citizens Fund, things like that. I've got private funders as well. I go to a business networking group, and they fund a lot of stuff that we do. So yeah, we're quite good at getting funding. I mean, we need a lot more. The thing is what we're funded for is project based, right? And it's all well and good to have project based funding, but then when it gets to a certain point, when you come to an end of a project, a lot of the time these people are like, "What are you doing next?"
Yeah.
Well, we'll just do the same thing. No. You must do something different.
Yeah.
And that's not sustainable for anybody, because you can't keep pulling rabbits out of the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, there's not any rabbits left. Yeah. There is a problem when it comes to funding, because getting core cost funding is hard. So that's what we're at the moment exploring. I'm working quite closely with the NHS, all different PCNs and ELFT as well, trying to get access to more core costs, because I believe that if we are able to get a base in town, we would be able to help more people in crisis as well.
Okay.
I actually lost someone in our group in April this year, and he was only 19.
Oh wow.
He'd just been to see a psychiatrist the day before, NHS psychiatrist, and the next day he was dead. And without putting too much shade on them, they could have done a lot better. And I feel like if I would have had a place where he could come to, because he can't come to my house, I've got small kids, I can't have these things coming to my house all the time, obviously.
No.
But if I had a base where I could work out of, and guys were struggling, and they knew they could just drop in and have a cup of tea with me, I know for a fact we could sort a lot of these problems out. I had it recently. One of my guys really struggling. I'm going to kill myself. Just said it outright. Really, and when someone says that to you, you know they mean it.
Exactly.
It's horrible. It's genuinely horrible. But he said that, and I said to him, right, get onto the hospital. Get up to the hospital right now. Crisis team. 111 option 2. All the business you're supposed to do, right? Like, you'll know yourself in part of your safeguarding, like this is what you've got to follow. So I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. He goes to the hospital. He's seen by a mental health nurse. Apparently she's quite good. Then is told that he needs to go, basically, because they don't have room, so he needs to leave. He tells them as he's leaving that he still feels suicidal, and they said that don't worry, because the crisis team is going to call you. He didn't get a call from crisis team until 5 days later. 5 days later. And the only reason why that boy's here is because I was there for him for those 5 days. I checked in on him. I took him out. I was with him every single one of those days until I knew that he was safe. And by day 5, when the crisis team saw him, they were like, "Oh, well, you're all right now." You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a big problem. There's a big problem. So my personal belief, and I'm starting to be a bit louder about it now because I think I can. I didn't say this a lot initially when I was starting X-Force, but my belief is medicalisation and diagnosis procedures by the NHS on mental health is wrong. I don't think the NHS know what mental health is. If you ask a doctor about suicide prevention, they're not trained. They don't understand it. If you go to your GP and you ask about any number of mental health issues, they know nothing. They know absolutely nothing when compared to people who have lived experience and have training as well, because that's vital. You need training, right? But those people know more. Those people know way more. My belief is that mental health needs to be taken away from the NHS because they are hurting and killing people. And I don't think they're doing it intentionally. I know there's great people there, but the system is not set up to look after people. It's there to capture data. It's there to get funding. That is all they're interested in. And when you talk to anyone there, it's the same thing. They all believe the same thing as well. I talk to people in the NHS all the time and they agree with me. They say to me that, yeah, you're right, because they're not staffed correctly to do the job. And it's not that it's not intent. When I talk to these people, they're caring, they're kind, but they're covered in red tape. They're not allowed to support people the way that they know they should. What's the best thing to do for somebody that's struggling? Just talk to them. Not get out a questionnaire
and start filling it in and ticking boxes and
when they
ethnic
do
groups and all that type of thing.
Do you know what I mean? When I'm in crisis, I don't want to tell you how I felt over the last 2 weeks by a number. I want to tell you in a sentence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then when you say that, and I've had it, I know it myself. In the last 2 weeks, how suicidal have you been on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, on Monday I was a 1, on Tuesday I was a 5, Wednesday I was actually an 8. No, just one number. Oh, but I've got to tell you to get to... No, stop talking and tell me a number. That's what these people are actually like. And you know what? It's not because they don't care. It's because
it's a generic...
They have to do it.
They have to do it. And it's because I feel the lack of training.
Yeah.
And people, you know, when they say the word or the words, I feel suicidal, your heart stops for a second.
Yeah.
Normal people, but people that haven't been trained. I'm going to kill myself and I'm going to do it this way. And you're like, okay. I think because I was a Samaritan for 5 years. So those words don't scare me. And if someone's called you to talk to you and tell you what they're going to do, the chances are you can save that person.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree.
If they're just going to go off and they're just going to go and do it. And you're just like, oh, okay, what happened there? There were signs, everybody's missed them, whatever. And it's really like you just said, Wade, is having that listening ear. They just want to tell you how they're feeling in that moment.
Yeah. They don't want you to solve their problems.
They don't want. They just want to tell you, I'm feeling like this because X happened, Y happened, or whatever. Yeah. And it's just that listening ear. Okay, so have you thought about how? And it's actually having that uncomfortable conversation. Have you thought about how you're going to do it? What about the people that you've left behind? And then once you start opening that bag of questions up,
well, I think it's even more simple than that, right? Because it's like a peak. Yeah. Suicide and feeling that way is a peak to how you can feel as a human.
Yeah.
There isn't anything higher than that.
Yeah.
Next is death.
Yeah.
Right. So if that person gets to the peak, there's only one way they can go is down. Right. So if you can talk to them for long enough, it doesn't even necessarily matter sometimes what you talk to them about. You talk to them for long enough, basic human survival kicks in.
Yeah.
And then they start to, okay, well, maybe not. And then once they get a maybe and you get hold of that maybe, you can talk that person down. I believe everyone can be saved.
Yeah.
And then it's just about the correct support afterwards. And this is where places like X-Force come in, because not everybody, I'm not saying to people that when a suicidal situation happens, that you have to be that person's carer after that.
No.
That's not right.
No.
Everyone deserves their boundaries, but that person needs to have a place to go afterwards. What is consistent, what is free, and what they know is a place that actually cares about them. And that's what you get in places like mine. And there's other people around the town that are doing stuff like this that actually care. There is a problem with the voluntary sector becoming too statutory sometimes as well, because what you see is some really great organisations that aren't the NHS, I'm not naming any names, but some great organisations that aren't them, who will, on the face of it, we're a voluntary group, we're a community group, but then they do the same processes. And because of that, they dehumanise you. Them questions that they give are dehumanising because there's no, I see you in that.
No empathy.
It's all data collection. And the data is, let's face it, is to get funding. It's not to help that person. When you look into these places and where the funding goes as well, it's mostly into wages. It's not into actual care, like taking care, doing the things that these people need. It's not going into that, because a lot of the time it is just about holding a group and having a chat and giving activities. A lot of the guys that come to my group is loneliness. The way you solve loneliness is by having people together. Yeah. And you bring people together and you can start to solve these issues. And I'm very optimistic, A lot of people think I'm crazy. Yeah, people think I'm crazy when I talk. But I do.
You're crazy. I think you're quite normal.
You need to ask my missus and kids. But
on a day to day.
Yeah.
So how, without going into too much detail, because I know the past was very traumatic for you. Have you healed?
No, of course not. Right. Of course not. I have my problems. I talk about my problems in my group as well. The thing is that it's like if you get like an injury, right? I've got a knee injury. I had an ACL injury a few years ago, and because of that, my knee's just not right. And it's not that, I'm now lame and I have to be in a wheelchair and go everywhere. I'm wrapped in cotton wool. I just have to make adjustments in my life because of it. So I know I can't play football anymore, for instance, or I can't necessarily do all the like heavy activity that I used to do, because if I do, there's a chance I could damage my knee so bad that then I won't be able to walk. So with my personal experience, I still get nightmares. I still have flashbacks. I just learn coping mechanisms, So
What are the coping mechanisms?
Great question. I'm glad you asked that, actually.
I'm always going to ask those uncomfortable questions.
Yeah, so it's all about grounding, right? It's about realization of the here and now. I really don't like CBT therapy as well, because I think that whilst it does serve a purpose to a certain degree, it's a lot about covering up the actual reality of what's happened, right? So in these moments of when you're suffering with an attack, grounding is the best way to clear your mind, to realize what is the here and now, that the thing isn't happening to you right now. So, I've had it where I've woken up in the night where I've had a nightmare that's so bad that when I wake up, it feels like it's still happening. My heart rate's increased, I'm sweating. Obviously, I've got a partner that's next to me. I've got children in the next room. I can't have them know that dad is having a freak out. So I take myself downstairs. I make myself a nice cup of chamomile tea, and I do breathing techniques. I've got a little sensory box where I've got some things that are kind of weird that make me laugh, or stuff that just kind of takes me away from the severity of that. And then I start to process what just happened, and that it's not happening now. I don't run away from it. I don't pretend it's not real, or it didn't happen. It's just it doesn't happen now, and that actually, this is going to make me sound crazy, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the trauma that happened to me. If I take ownership and power of the bad stuff that happened to me, that becomes my armor and my shield for future things. I went through hell. Nothing can hurt me now. Whatever gets thrown my way is nowhere near as evil as what happened to me. And because of that, I will survive, and I can do good. And I think that that's something that is a great strength that people are completely unaware of, that actually the bad stuff that happens to you is a blessing sometimes. And it's only when you see it as a blessing that you can take ownership of it, and it doesn't control your life anymore. For me, yeah, I still have PTSD and yes, it still does affect me day to day, but nowhere near as bad. I'm not a prisoner to it anymore, and I'm able to use my experience to help heal others as well.
In the future, will you look to try and, what's the word I'm looking for, uncover and heal from what you've been through?
I think it's just a gradual process over the course of your life. I don't think you'll ever really get there, Some experiences you can't get away from, and you're not supposed to. There may be a time in my life where I need to be able to access that pain to help someone else, to relate to someone else, because it's only that sort of experience that can relate to someone that's gone through that experience. There's lots of people that I know that have had poor experiences as children, and I instantly connect with them. And it's because we both have a shared experience of something terrible that's happened. And because we're able to talk to each other about our own techniques and our own things, we can help each other actually in that. So whilst, the path to healing is always in my mind, and I'm always trying to, I don't think it's something you can ever really truly achieve. And I think it's kind of foolhardy to think that you'll ever fully get over something. It's kind of like when you lose someone, you lose someone that you love. The pain never goes away, it just changes. You know what I mean?
You learn to live with it.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. I mean, I'm getting quite emotional now. So as soon as you said that once, you've lost someone. I'd like you to come back.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'd love you to come back and tell us what you've got in store for 2026. We know the 6th of September.
Yep.
Even though I have no interest in comic books.
Oh, you're coming now.
I'm coming now.
You're coming now. Special guest, VIP. Yeah, you can help lead with the parade.
I will help you in if we can help.
Yeah.
We will, 100%. Anything that you've got coming up in 2026, please keep us informed. We're always talking on socials. I'm always interacting on. You're doing so much on socials. One question before we leave: how do you chill out?
How do I chill out?
Because you don't.
Not really. I work a lot.
I see.
No, but okay. So what I do is that I take periods of my day that I will take 10 to 20 minutes every hour to 3 hours, right? So between an hour and 3 hours, I'll have at least 10 to 20 minutes that are mine, that nobody else is allowed to come in. And with that time, I'll play the guitar. I'm rubbish, but I play. I will do a little bit of gaming maybe because I love gaming. I might read a comic because I love that. I do a lot of stuff that like spoke to me as a child, you know.
Where you felt safe.
Where I felt safe, yeah. My safe places from then are still my safe places now.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
But then, you know, best thing that I have in my life is my children, you know.
100%.
My littlest one, she's 7, and she's the funniest thing in the world. She's mental like me, but she's 7 years old and she's got all my attitude. You know, yeah,
I love her already.
She's so funny. Even the other day, her teacher said to her, are you okay? You're not really paying attention to me. Am I boring or something? She was like, yeah, you're really boring. And just told her to her face. And luckily, the teacher thought it was funny and brought it up in parents' evening, where I had to offer many, many apologies. But
You can't scold a child for telling the truth.
No, of course not. But yeah, that's how I spend time with my family, my loved ones. X-Force is a massive part of my life. I'd genuinely be lost without it. So yeah, I to anyone that has those sort of problems in terms of how to chill out and just find the thing that you used to love, because I promise you there was something there, and just re-engage with it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what does the end of the year look like for you?
Actually quite calm in a way.
God.
Yeah, do you know, hallelujah. Yeah, so I've got next week I'm going to be doing a workshop with the Orange Picture Club that is around the film Castaway, like I explained to you. So actually, yeah, you're more than welcome to come down as well. We're having a cinema night down at the Library Theatre instead of our normal X-Force Tuesday group.
Lovely.
So it's open to everyone. It's not just a men's only thing.
I was just about to say, do I have to dress up because I'm a woman?
No,
you said it's men's only.
no, you don't need a fake moustache or nothing. Don't worry about it. But essentially, yeah, we're going to be doing the film, but I'm going to do a little talk beforehand.
Nice.
With Comic-Con, we've got a couple of things left in the year. We've got a D&D meet-up that we're doing, Dungeons and Dragons, for people that don't know. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's nerdy stuff. But yeah, other than that, we're having a little Christmas party for X-Force as well.
I've come to the Christmas party.
Yeah, you can come to that. That's on the 18th.
I like a Christmas party.
Yeah, the 18th at the Brickies. We're doing doing a little Christmas party. And then on the last Tuesday before Christmas, at our men's only group, sorry, you can't come to this.
Okay.
We are holding another Christmas party because we do that each year, because obviously them couple of days before Christmas, or last year it was on Christmas Eve.
Difficult.
There's a lot of guys on their own. So we'll have a party. I give presents. We have a great time. It's genuinely awesome. I love it.
And I can't come to that one. I heard presents.
Yeah, sorry. I'll get you a present though. Yeah. Damn it, I shouldn't have said that on camera.
You shouldn't have said that on camera. I got very expensive taste. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know you need to rush off.
I do.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to having you back.
Thank you.